Good morning and welcome to another edition of Our Town here on 94.9 and 99.1 The River. My name is Darren Swenson. Our Town, as always, brought to you by Decorah Bank and Trust. Coming up a little bit later on in the program, we will be talking with Kathy Schwartzhoff from Helping Services for Youth and Families. The mentoring Bowl-a-thon is taking place now this month, and Kathy will preview that and tell you how you can get involved. The Waukon Police Department is holding an open house this evening. Paul Wagner is the police chief in Waukon, and he'll tell you about tonight's festivities. But first things first, this morning, we will be talking about the Oneota Film Festival, which begins tonight in Decorah. Elise Skellenger and Nancy Sojka will kick off the program talking about the Oneota Film Festival. This is Our Town, and it's brought to you by Decorah Bank and Trust, and you're listening to it on 94.9 and 99.1 The River. Beginning today, it's the Oneota Film Festival, the 2023 edition in Decorah. Elise Skellenger is with us, as well as Nancy Sojka, one of the members of the Oneota Film Festival board. And Elise, I'll start with you. If someone had no idea about this event, and if I asked you, what's the Oneota Film Festival, how best would you describe that to me?
Well, first, I would let you know that it's a free event. And second, I would let you know that it's a curated collection of independent films that our judges have looked through with all of the films that were submitted to us from all over the world. We curate a collection and bring it to Decorah for the weekend, and we'll be in a few different venues downtown.
And Nancy, I'll ask the same question to you. If an outsider was just looking for something to do this weekend and saw this on the list, what would be the reason to partake in such a event, which has become kind of a nice, regular annual event in Decorah?
It is an annual event. It's always held the first weekend in March in downtown Decorah. I would say that you might need to come to see this film festival because you will see films about things that matter to you and that you care about. We have films about the environment. We have films about mental health. We have films about farming. We have films about ecology. We have films that are fun. We have films that are sad. And all of these films were made by independent filmmakers. So you would not normally see these movies in a movie theater or on television. You might be able to stream them sometimes online, but we have collected films that you might not get to see in other places.
Elise, how long has this film festival been going?
So this is our 13th annual. We took 1 year off due to COVID, but other than that, it's been going for the past 13 years.
Nancy, how much timing, how much planning, how much effort goes into putting on this? I'd maybe venture a wild guess, but I'd vastly underestimate it. That's why I'll ask the experts like you two.
It could be. The board, we have 9 board members, and we start meeting in September. And we start looking at films that are submitted to us on a website called Film Freeway. And we start talking with hosting businesses downtown to make sure that we have things in place for March. So then we kind of wrap up our meetings in April when the film festival is over, and then take a little hiatus until September again.
Elise, run down the events that will be a part of this film festival beginning tonight.
Yeah, so tonight we kick it off with our opening night. So we are going to be showing John the Last Cowboy at the Steyr Opera House in Hotel Winneshiek. And then tomorrow, Friday, starting at 1, then we start showing all of the films. And we have over 45 different films, and almost all of them are going to be shown twice. So if there are 2 competing against each other in a block, you should be able circle back to the one that you didn't get to see at another time. Friday, we are showing Jack Has a Plan, and that's our evening block film. That's going to be at the Driftless Yoga Center, which is on the third story of Impact. And then Saturday, we have, again, this is our evening event, the filmmakers reception at T-Box upstairs. And that's for everybody to get together and have some social time talking about all these films that they've been watching all weekend. That will be hearty hors d'oeuvres, and then we have a cash bar.
And Nancy, you were going to... Oh, I'm sorry, Elise. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Nancy,
and then we have Film Sunday too.
Yeah. Go, Nancy. Your organization has put out some nice resources to assist folks coming to town this weekend, or that are in town that will participate in this festival. Tell us how folks can get a hold of some of those resources to follow along with the schedule and get some of them, maybe the stories behind some of these films.
If you're coming from out of town, probably the best way is to go to oneotafilmfestival.org on your phone or computer. If you're in town, we have the film books. We'll try to make this focus. The film books, which are printed, and inside there are descriptions of all of the films, and there is a complete schedule of which films are shown at what time in what location. Of course, I can't flip to the page there. So there's a full schedule. So usually people make up an itinerary before they come so that they've looked at what films are available and which ones they might want to see that might be up against each other. They might need to decide when to see a film so that they can see all of the films that they want to see.
And Elise, how important are events like this, film festivals like this, knowing the fact that there are a ton of creative people out there, there's a ton of people with great ideas and storytelling abilities that might not have the big time funding to get their stories out there big time. How important are these film festivals just to grow some of these ideas and get some of these important stories told?
Oh, very important. You know, it's not only good for smaller filmmakers to have access to film festivals, have access to audiences, but it's also good for local small audiences to have access to these films that they wouldn't normally see. So it's kind of a two-way street, and that's a huge part of what our board focuses on, is making sure that everyone in our community has access to these films. So that's part of the reason why we don't charge for the events. And we've really beefed up our accessibility. That's part of the reason why we moved to downtown Decorah, so that people would feel comfortable coming to all of these locations. And we try and get films that have closed captioning as much as possible. That one's a little bit harder. So this year we beefed up our sound system to make sure that, access is important, both for filmmakers and for audiences.
And Nancy, what's I know you've been a part of this board for a while. What keeps you going and keeps you motivated to be a part of bringing stuff like this to Decorah?
I've threatened to be done with the film festival a couple of times because I've been doing it so long, and it's every once in a while I think, oh, it's time for somebody else to do this. But then, I talk to people who want to be sponsors or supporters of the film festival, and they're excited about it. I talk to filmmakers and they are excited, and I talk to businesses downtown who are hosting, and they're thrilled to have people coming in. And I really do like the whole process, and it's been great to work with Elise and get some new energy from her. And we just, I go and talk to somebody about becoming a sponsor, and they say, oh, I'm really glad you came, because I've been thinking about doing this, but it's been on my desk and I haven't done anything about it. So that's always satisfying to know that people have been waiting for it.
And Elise, anything we're missing? Anything you want to add about the film festival coming up this weekend?
I think another component is getting kids out there. We do have a pretty big name kids film this year, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. So if you do have little ones that you want to get out of the house this weekend, on Saturday, there'll be Marcel at Art House, and then they have some craft time afterwards. So we also have events for people of all ages.
All right, Nancy, I'll give you the final sales pitch about why folks should come to town this weekend and enjoy the Oneota Film Festival.
Yeah, we also have a set of student films, including local student films, that will be shown at Art House on Sunday afternoon. And so we'd love to have you come and meet those filmmakers. We have filmmakers coming from across the country, either in person or by Zoom, to answer questions after films. So it's a great way to find out about the filmmaking process and to talk about the issues that the films are addressing.
All right, Elise Skellenger and Nancy Sojka joining us to talk about the Oneota Film Festival starting tonight in Decorah. OneotaFilmFestival.org, a great place to get all the information regarding that, and also the film book that you touched about. You can print out a PDF of that, or just see it on your phone. The PDF is available on the website. Elise, thanks for your time. Nancy, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Darren. We'll see you at the
Film Festival starting tonight in Decorah. Conversation this morning with Paul Wagner. He is the police chief of Waukon, and coming up tonight, as this will air, is a open house at the Waukon Police Department. Paul, tell us about the open house that you guys will be hosting this evening.
First of all, thanks for having me, Darren. We moved back into our building almost exactly 2 years ago during COVID. And to be quite honest with you, we had other things going on as well. So we weren't really able or had the opportunity to open our building up to show the public, to show, potential applicants, anyone really that's interested in seeing our building. We didn't have that opportunity. We just weren't able to fit that in our schedule at that time. So we're holding an open house with the intention of allowing anyone that wants to see our building, see our equipment, see our vehicles, or just to stop and ask questions and meet our officers. So that's kind of why we organized this, just to get people in our door so that they can meet us, see what we have, and vice versa, really.
And how important is it to have events like that, to have that open relationship with the community, knowing the fact that what you do is a partnership with the community, and it's not a us versus them type thing?
Well, I feel, first of all, like we have a very supportive community. Our community's really supportive of law enforcement, and specifically our agency. So I guess we don't necessarily see it that way. We're just trying to continue to build the good relationship that we already have with our community.
And what is new, what is improved in your facility over the last couple of years when you really haven't had the opportunity to show off what you have?
I'm not really sure. I guess the public's opinion of our building prior to our remodel wasn't real exceptional, I guess. The council and the city manager, the mayor, city administration really decided that our building needed a lot of work. So they gutted this place out. They took out walls, ceilings, floors. They actually, the floors were down to dirt. They put in fill and re-cemented the floor. So, I mean, this from top to bottom, other than the exterior shell, there's nothing really original in this building. We have an entryway that allows our receptionist to speak to people without jeopardizing, her potential safety or safety of anyone working in this building. We've increased our office area. We've increased restroom facilities. We have 2 now versus the one that we had prior that was in very rough shape. We have laundering capabilities and a shower for our employees if they were out and about and for some reason needed to shower or wash their clothing here, rather than taking that home with them.
And when you get an updated facility like this and you get the backing of the city council, the city administration, is that another sign that you were talking about being pretty supported of or supported by your community? Is that a sign of that?
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I wanted to bring up in our interview anyway. We have a very supportive city administration, which would be council, mayor, city manager, everyone over in the city hall building working to keep us operational. And over the last several years, they've been really supportive about upgrading our equipment, upgrading our building, our vehicles. We have a fairly new fleet of vehicles with equipment that I'm very proud of and very happy to have. 6 months ago, I believe it was approximately, we implemented the newest version of the taser or axon cameras, the body worn cameras, that have better quality and better capabilities than our previous ones did. We upgraded our tasers, just any equipment that we need or upgrades that our department feels are necessary to do our job. The city has been very supportive in making that happen.
As for the open house itself, give us the hours, give us the invitation for the community.
So the open house is tonight, March 2nd, and we're opening the doors at 4 p.m. And we put 7 p.m. on there, but quite honestly, if somebody's here and wants to talk or wants a tour, our agency operates 24 hours a day. So if somebody wants to stay and chat, we're not going to kick them out.
How are you doing staffing wise right now?
We do have one opening for sure. Our intent by this time next year would be to be back up full staff at 7 officers. Currently, we have 5. So we are taking applications, and that's one of the other things that we're hoping to address with this open house. If there's somebody out there that's either interested in moving to a different agency, or somebody out in the community that thought about becoming a police officer but had some reservations or just weren't sure where to start to get that ball rolling, we would definitely welcome them to come here as well. It's no pressure. They can walk through our building. They can talk to us. Wouldn't even necessarily have to mention that they're applying or interested in applying for a job until they see what they want to see and have the answers that they're hoping to get.
I know nationwide, the recruitment of officers has been a little bit of a challenge for departments your size, all the way up to major metropolitan departments. How do you feel that your department is doing on the recruitment end of things, and what can be done out there to make that a little bit smoother of a process because it's really affecting everybody?
Absolutely. We're not unique in the fact that we're short at least 1, if not 2 positions. We're not unique in that we're having a hard time recruiting applicants that we feel would be a good fit. And as you mentioned, that's a nationwide issue, and department size doesn't matter. The numbers are relatable to the department size, really, as far as openings. So,
all right, Paul, give us one final invitation for the open house tonight, and anything else you want to pass on to the public as long as you got the forum this morning.
Yeah, so like I said, we're opening our doors at 4 o'clock. If you get here a few minutes early, we're not going to turn you away. This open house will be from 4 to 7. We're just hoping that people that have questions, are interested in our building, our equipment, or just are looking for something to do tonight, just to pop in, ask those questions, see the equipment that we have, the building that we have. Take an application with them if they choose to take one with, and it'd be a great opportunity for the public to meet our officers and ask them questions. Our officers maybe won't be here for the entire time, but we'll all be here as much through that 4 to 7 period as possible.
All right, Paul, we appreciate you taking some time telling us about what's going on in your department, as well as the open house coming up this evening. I'll guarantee you the next time we do a Zoom, you can actually see me. I just had to take what I could get here this afternoon. Thanks for the time, Paul, and we appreciate you and everything your department does to keep the community of Waukon safe.
Thanks again for having me. And as always, if there's anything that I can discuss or questions that I can answer, please, you or the public are welcome, and I would encourage contact.
Paul Wagner, Police Chief of Waukon, open house tonight from 4 until 7 p.m. Chatting this morning with Kathy Schwartzhoff. She's with Helping Services for Youth and Families. And coming up now this month is the Mentoring Bowl-a-thon, an annual event, always a fun event, always a great event. And Kathy, I'd imagine this one is another event to be excited about to support youth mentoring.
Exactly. We're going to have a great time at Kingpin Entertainment. It'll be the first time that we've had it at that new location. And so we're really excited about that. And everybody that bowls gets to have some pizza and some non-alcoholic beverages, and we'll enjoy it a lot. We are looking for people to sign up to bowl, and they can either get together a team of 5 people, or if it's just you and your buddy, they say we love to bowl. Get on helpingservices.org/YM-bowl, and you can get registered and be ready to go.
And when will this take place?
It will be March 26th, which is a Sunday, and bowling times are 1:30, 3 o'clock, and 4:30. And we're really hoping to get as many people as possible in those 2 earlier time slots, so that we can have a full house, so to speak.
And how will the Bowl-a-thon work? What do you need to do to participate?
Well, what we prefer, because this is a big fundraiser for youth mentoring, it's the only fundraiser that we have specific to youth mentoring. And so we ask that bowlers either donate $25 or they ask others to give them, $5, $10, whatever they would like, to support youth mentoring. And it all goes to helping us connect youth with caring adults, and provides for trainings and events and support materials and things that we need to operate the program.
Do you have to be associated with youth mentoring to participate?
Not at all. This Bowl-a-thon is for anybody and everybody, and we already have State Farm has put together a team. Gillette Pepsi has put together a team. I know there are others that are still thinking about it and haven't committed their business or their group of friends yet. And so we really encourage people to let us know when you want to bowl and get registered.
Let's say you can't put 5 people together. Other people are busy doing this, doing that, family, job, etc. They've got other things going on that Sunday. What do they do if they want to be a part of this?
They just go ahead and register on the website that I mentioned earlier, and just register even if it's one person. You can do that. We'll put you together with 4 other people so that it makes up a team, and you can make new friends and have a great time.
And what is the deadline to register for this event?
It's really, I think it's the 17th, I believe. I'm not exactly sure about that, but we really encourage people to get signed up as soon as possible, because it is going to fill up fast once people start figuring out what their schedule is. It's going to fill up fast. And so if you want your preferred time, you should just get on there and say, here's when I can do it, and get registered and get going on things.
And according to my cheat sheet, it is the 17th, so I can back you up on that. So
I was like, I didn't bring that date with me in my head. And I do want to talk about we have already raised $6,675 for this. We always send out a letter in January to businesses and individuals and just ask for their sponsorship. And so we've been very fortunate. And of course, I need to give credit to those wonderful sponsors real quick. Those who have given us $500 are Family Table, Mabes, State Farm, Paul Hudson, Agent, Gillette Pepsi, Melissa Lee Reichs Foundation, the Almaquee County Attorney, and the Almaquee Sheriff's Department. And those who have given $300 are Randy's CarQuest Auto Parts, Decorah Bank and Trust, Cresco Bank and Trust, Gunderson Health System, Winneshiek Medical Center, Mayo Clinic Health System, Marine Credit Union, Ziegler Cat, and then we've had a donation of $200 from Colleen Wetley. And the $100 sponsors are Bonensteiner Implement, Burke Real Estate, Bruning Rock Products, CUSB Bank, Decorah Lions, Driftless Integrative Psychiatry, Hawkeye Sanitation, Carr Auto Group, Kelly Real Estate, Quick Star, Mississippi Welders, Novak Electric, Say Now, Waukon State Bank, and Viking State Bank. So those are our wonderful sponsors so far. And if some other business or individual wants to give, that is certainly also an option that they can go to that helpingservices.org/YM-Bowl and give their donation that way.
how cool is it that the community supports this to that level?
Yeah, it is really awesome. The thing that's very interesting, Darren, is that there are some of these businesses that every year that we've done this, you hardly have to ask, and they're like, yes, we will definitely do it. But there are some that are new this year that have never sponsored before. And the other thing that I really like too is that there's a wide variety because we serve Almaquee, Howard, and Winneshiek counties. And as you heard from what I just said, there's a wide variety. They're not all just from Decorah. They're from our 3-county area, which is great.
And tell us about the mentoring program for those that may not be familiar with it. Give us what it does, how people can get involved, and the positive impact it has on both the mentee and the mentor.
Yeah, we serve youth between the ages of 6 and 16, as I said, in Almaquee, Howard, and Winneshiek counties. And mentors can be couples, they can be individuals, they can be families, they can also be going to the school and being with the youth 1 hour a week, or they can be out in the community doing whatever that they enjoy at the time that works out for them. So we have a big kind of a smorgasbord of opportunities for people to be involved. And the kids really enjoy it. I was just with a little guy yesterday and asked him what he liked about mentoring, and he had to know how to spell his mentor's name because he wanted to write that down, and she has an unusual name. So he spelled it all out and wrote that down. I like being with her. And it's just so fun to see the kids smile and happy. They know that there's that person that's just for them, a friend that they can hang out with and do things with, and have that time that's just their own versus there's no siblings that are there and that kind of thing. It's just a really heartwarming experience.
Anything we're missing? Anything else you want to pass on about mentoring or the Bowl-a-thon this morning?
I'd say the biggest thing is to figure out when you want to bowl, and if bowling's not up your alley, wink, wink.
Well done.
Yeah, you can think about being a mentor because it really is a wonderful opportunity. And two, if your child, a listener, is thinking, oh, I think my child would really benefit from this, let us know that information too at our website at helpingservices.org.
Well, the deadline to sign up for the mentoring Bowl-a-thon is March 17th, so don't spare a second. I'll see your pun and raise you one there, Kathy.
There you go.
But Kathy, we always appreciate you taking the time to talk about the great stuff going on with Northeast Iowa. We're helping services for youth and families. And thanks for taking the time. Best of luck with you for the mentoring Bowl-a-thon. And again, thanks for all you guys do for the good of the folks here in our neck of the woods.
We appreciate being on Our Town and reaching out to your listeners. Thanks so much, Darren.
Kathy Schwartzhoff from Helping Services for Youth and Families, the Mentoring Bowl-a-thon, March 26th at the Kingpin Entertainment Center in Decorah. A thank you to our guest on the program this morning, Elise Skellenger and Nancy Sojka with the Oneota Film Festival. Check out all the information at oneotafilmfestival.org this weekend in Decorah with the events beginning tonight. I want to thank Paul Wagner, the police chief in the city of Waukon, for joining us. Open house taking place at the remodeled police facility from 4 until 7 this evening. And I want to thank Kathy Schwartzhoff from Helping Services for Youth and Family, the Mentoring Bowl-a-thon taking place March 26th. Sign up by March 17th, but sign up quicker than that because you want to get your spot, you want to get your team together, and you want to raise money for a tremendous cause. Don't forget, we put these shows each and every week on YouTube. We realize you can't always be near a streaming device or near a radio at 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning, but we have the opportunity to talk to you interesting, intelligent, and fun and engaging people to give you some interesting, intelligent, fun, and engaging conversations. And we want to bring that to you on your schedule. Just head on out to YouTube, go 3-2 Our Town program. That's a great way to put it, or a great way to find it, I should say. Also, we put those up on the Facebook pages of all of our LA Communications radio stations as well. Another way we do our best to serve you, the public, because without you guys on the other end, none of this makes a heck of a lot of sense. So we thank our guest. We thank our sponsor, Decorah Bank and Trust. And most importantly, we thank you. That's right, you, for tuning in, for logging on, or for watching Our Town on 94.9 and 99.1 The River.